Do not worry.
Howdy everybody, welcome to episode 10 of Do Not Worry. I'm your host Anthony, coming to you as always from the heart of Beirut and Jaite with. Folks, as always, please take a second to like this video, leave a comment. Your engagement,
#engagement,
is always extremely helpful. I appreciate it so much. Thanks to you guys, the channel is at over 1,763 subscribers. I had a goal of hitting 2,000 subscribers in 8 weeks, but we got pretty darn fucking close. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Become
a Do Not Warrior.
I love you guys. I appreciate everything. And definitely leave a comment because I want to know what you guys think of my new glasses. And no, definitely, I mean, the hair. We're going to get to the hair. Today's episode is going to be different. I don't have a bunch of, fun topics picked out because the situation in Lebanon is pretty fucking dire. It is pretty horrible. I'm feeling pretty depressed. As you can tell, my mental health isn't all there. And I know, I know this podcast is called Do Not Worry, and the whole point was to talk about stupid, silly stuff to distract from the horrible reality that Lebanon is facing every day. But just this week, things are getting particularly bad, so I just couldn't ignore it. So it's gonna bear with me. We're gonna talk about some, hopefully gonna try to be funny and shit, but it's a tough time in Lebanon. So on this special 10th episode, I thought it was only right for me to talk a little bit about what the country's going through, what I'm going through mentally. Thanks again for joining me, and let's get the show on the road. Before we started shooting today, I noticed I got this fat zit on the left side of my face, and I've called it Benjamin. Benjamin, did you want to say something to the people watching?
Hey folks, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anthony and I really appreciate your time. I'm happy I could pop in for this special 10th episode. Really, I guess I picked the perfect time, huh? You're going to be showing off your new hairdo and stuff, so I'm glad I could be here to join in the festivities.
All right, thank you, Benjamin. I'm glad you could be with us as well. So I know what you guys were thinking. Anthony, your new glasses are really weird. Just kidding. I know the hair. Most of you probably think I look crazy, stupid. Listen, y'all. I was kind of depressed, all right, when I did this. Lebanon is doing very bad. All right, I woke up yesterday. It was a Tuesday morning. I was bored. I'm unemployed, as you guys know. And I was like, fuck, man, I need to do something drastic. I needed to get a haircut anyways because my hair was getting out of control. It's been 3 months. And I don't know, man. I decided to bleach my hair and dye it blonde. It's something that I've actually wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it for a few months, but I don't know, man. Doing this type of shit in Lebanon is kind of weird. And I just kind of backed out because I thought that I was told that bleach is really bad for your hair and it's unhealthy and stuff like that. So I just kind of backed off. But given that I was just extremely bored and needed something to just distract me from the horrific situation that we're living in, I figured, fuck it, hit up my barber, walked over there, and we tried to figure this out. It feels very weird. When I look at myself, this feels the hair feels drier, but this feels like new hair. It feels like completely different hair. It kind of feels like doll hair. I feel like I look like a Bond film,
oh yes, Mr. Bond, so glad you could join us. Get out of your Aston Martin so we can play a game of poker.
Or I look like an extremely douchey football player. You know, soccer players, they all have this fucking blonde hair. I don't know, it's definitely a weird choice. And I was thinking if I go down to protest with this fucking hair, how weird am I gonna, I feel like I'm gonna sound like Pierre Rabat at a protest, guys, please, but nahuna, please, guys. So I don't know if it was the best choice, but it needed to be done. I'm happy. I kind of like it, right? My parents don't like this. I don't know if you guys are gonna like it. Personally, I don't really care. I like it. Weirdly enough, I like it so much more than I thought I would, and I'm kind of concerned at how much I like it because I feel like I'm gonna want to do it again. But I've been told that bleaching your hair is very bad. So if you guys have any tips, ladies, y'all if you bleach your hair often, please leave me some tips. How do you keep your hair healthy if you bleach it often? I've been sick of my hair for a couple of years. I've been trying different hairstyles and cutting it, and it's just always looked weird and shit. So this is the first time I do something that actually feels, I don't know, it felt refreshing. I'm stuck with this for a while. I can't just get rid of this color. My natural like hair color is gonna have to like grow back and shit. So we'll figure it out. If you hate it, you're kind of stuck with me for a while. But being bored is not enough of a reason for me to go change my hair or do something this drastic. It's actually a lot more than that. Like, I'm genuinely feeling depressed, and I don't mean to use that word lightly. I know a lot of people just say I'm depressed. No, I am genuinely depressed, and almost every single person I know in Lebanon is depressed for one reason or another. For starters, we're watching people around us suffer. Most of us, our money is becoming less valuable by the day. The dollar rate, as of this recording, is hovering at the mid 14,500, something like that. Yesterday, it went up to 15,000. Who knows what it's going to be tomorrow when this episode comes out on Thursday night. So we're watching our living conditions deteriorate before our very eyes every single hour. And it is extremely stressful. I was at the supermarket yesterday and people were panicking about the price of rice and people were panic buying. And the guy who owned the supermarket didn't even know how to price the items because he has no idea how much it's going to cost him to replenish his stock the next day because the dollar rate keeps on fluctuating. So he might be losing money or he might be overcharging just to be safe, but people are just fucking confused. A lot of people are unemployed. I'm unemployed. My cousin is unemployed. Most of my cousins are unemployed. Businesses are closing left and right, so there just seems to be no hope. And I actually have a collection of tweets that I've gathered that I wanted to read to you guys because these are like from a bunch of different people that I follow. Some of them I don't follow, but just they can put into words what people my age, older and younger, are all feeling. This is from George Haddad, who's actually my first cousin. What's up, George? He's still employed, thankfully. Here's what my cousin George said on Twitter. Every single person I know living in this damn country is convinced that what they do has become completely useless. There's no meaning, no purpose, nothing. People are depressed, they're exhausted, and are just waiting for the worst to unfold. Very accurate words. And and that's no way to live. You know what I mean? You shouldn't feel hopeless. You shouldn't feel like there's nothing for you to look forward to. And unfortunately, that's where we're headed. Christelle Asaf shared this tweet. I can't find the right words to explain what is going on inside of my head. My dad's retirement plan is worthless after years of working for almost 14 hours a day. One of my siblings is jobless after years of working in a firm. The other gets paid half a salary. That was just the beginning of her thread. But again, things that the majority of Lebanese people can relate to in one way or another. Hussein Shaito. Please be kind to young people in Lebanon. Many of us are actually freaking the hell out because we're trapped in every sense. Surviving day to day is not exactly ideal. Just don't question personal processes. Support in any way, only if you can. And again, he's absolutely right. Every single person is going through something. He's mentioning young people in general, and I completely agree. If they're lucky enough to be able to pay for college, what kind of job or what kind of secure future are they even anticipating to get? None. So it must be horrifying to be a young college student right now in Lebanon who doesn't have a foreign passport. I am extremely lucky. I have a foreign passport. I can leave anytime I want. So I am extremely privileged, and I am very aware of that. Nagam Abu Zaid shared, the worst part is that for over a year now, every single day gets significantly worse and considerably more challenging to survive. And we haven't even hit rock bottom yet. We're still free falling down a very deep well. The future in Lebanon is terrifying. And Nagam is absolutely right. We have just scratched the surface of the pit of hell that Lebanon is falling into. Okay? So the dollar being 15,000, that is unfortunately just the beginning. And it is only going to get worse. And I even heard rumors today that supermarkets might start charging dollars for imported products, which is the majority of the products that we bring into this country. Just a rumor. I saw it on Twitter, but you can sort of see a trend in what is happening. Sarah Hamze, who I follow on Twitter, since I came back to Lebanon, I have been on autopilot, survival mode, and nothing else. I haven't led a normal life since September 2019. It doesn't make it better to know that many are like me. It just causes me more pain because we all deserve much better than this. Again, these are a bunch of people that are all in their 20s, early 30s, feeling hopeless. Sandra on Twitter also shares, I don't want to live in a country where our worries include but are not limited to a pandemic, lack of basic necessities, road closures, hyperinflation, currency devaluation, unemployment, harassment, and getting randomly shot by a Neanderthal with a weapon. No, thank you. Again, I fully agree with Sandra, and I follow her as well. Toby Tabit, the dad of Anis Tabit, who I mentioned in my very first episode of the podcast as one of my all-time favorite Lebanese influencers. This is what Anis's dad said, and I'm going to read it in English. He tweeted it in Arabic, but I'm going to sort of translate it for you guys. Listen to me. I am from a generation that has lived through 8 or 9 wars, and I've lived about a year and a half inside of a shelter. I started working in 1983, and after 2 years, my salary was $75 a month. Now, in my 60s, my salary is back to $75 a month, and the bank has stolen all of my Social Security and savings. And even that Social Security wasn't even worth it. I don't want to hear anyone defending any single political leader because they are all worthless assholes. Very well said, Mr. Tabit. And the most perfect tweet out of all the tweets that I've seen on Twitter that sort of puts our horrific experience into words is this. From Lina Munzir. Friends abroad ask, how are you? And I want to say, I'm trapped inside a burning building, and though my own floor is still livable, there's the sound of people wailing and hurling themselves from the windows and the smell of charred flesh, and I can't sleep for the horror of it. And instead, I say, fine, you. It's a perfect tweet because you can't even begin to describe to people what we're going through. And this is Twitter every single day. This is how hopeless people are. And I know people like to complain on Twitter and all of that, but it's different. Like, I know regular complaining and just like bitching and moaning to hopelessness and people feeling like we have no future in this country. According to Barron's, for example, just to give you guys some stats of how bad things are looking in Lebanon, 55% of Lebanese live below the poverty line of $3.84 a day, the United Nations says. Up to 23% of Lebanese live in extreme poverty, compared with just 8% in 2019. So the rate has almost tripled in less than 2 years. Consumer prices rose by almost 146% during 2020. And food prices overall rose by more than 400% last year, the World Food Program says. So unless you get paid in dollars, which is the vast minority of this country, you cannot afford basic necessities anymore. Things have gotten so bad that, like, check it out. I have a video right here of people at a supermarket that are standing in line to receive government subsidized goods that are going to cost less than, the average consumer item. And these items are so rare and so scarce that the security forces are asking people for their IDs, and they're refusing to selling any of these items to non-Lebanese people. This is where we got. This is a horrible video. Check it out. He's asking for IDs, but the hawiyat. He's asking for people's IDs. Look at this. Look at the lack of dignity. Look at the lack of dignity. People are lining up to buy a bag of rice at a lower subsidized price. And they're asking people for their IDs and turning them away if they're not Lebanese. This is where we're at right now. This is where we're at. And there are other videos of people fighting in supermarkets, fighting over bags of powdered milk, fighting over rice, fighting over frying oil, all because those prices are subsidized. And I don't know, man. I don't know. How are people supposed to live without anything to look forward to? Like, if you're working right now in Lebanon and earning in Lebanese liras, your salary is worth maybe $60, $70 a month or something. How do you live with that? How do you plan for a future? How do you care for your family? How do you wake up in the morning and feel motivated to even get out of bed? This is what a lot of people are feeling. This is why when I say everyone's depressed, it's true. We don't even have the energy or the motivation to get out of bed every morning. I stare at the fucking wall most of the time, and I have to talk myself into doing things. I have to talk myself into wanting to get shit accomplished, because I am at a point where, as if COVID wasn't enough for us to deal with, as if COVID and us being trapped at home, we are all trapped at home while the country burns around us, and there is nothing we can do to stop it. And it has taken a fucking toll on all of us, myself included. Look at how I look. This podcast has done so much to keep me motivated throughout these past 2 months. This podcast is honestly saving my life. It is the only thing I look forward to. It is the only thing I currently care about. It's this fucking podcast, man. It gives me something to prep, something to shoot. That takes me a couple of days, prep, shooting, then editing it. The community we've managed to build together over the past 2 months. Like, I've met so many fucking awesome people through YouTube, through Instagram, through Twitter. I really like it, and it's really given me a purpose, and I'm so appreciative to this fucking podcast, man. I really don't know what I would do, and especially being that I'm unemployed. Now, to be fair, if I had a full-time job, I would not have been able to dedicate as much time to this podcast as I have, so that is something that kind of scares me, but I'm so thankful to this podcast, to this amazing community. Without you, man, I live alone. It's me and a cat, so I barely interact with anyone on a daily basis. So genuinely, thank you guys. Honestly, I wish I could even monetize this. Like, I want to take this podcast and, to the next level. I would love nothing more than to create some fucking awesome merch for you guys to buy. But I can't even do that. Like, if I wanted to make some t-shirts, and my artist, Luay Daoust, who is fucking amazing. We already have ideas for some amazing fucking designs for some exclusive limited edition t-shirts. But, like, how would I even sell them? Like, for what price am I going to sell a fucking t-shirt? 1 million Lebanese pounds? Who knows how much that's going to be worth? Like, I don't even know how to price and sell things in Lebanon. I already have a business. I sell comic books, the Comic Stash. Check out Multiverse Games. I sell vintage comics and stuff. I don't even know how to price these anymore. I bought all of them for dollars. I shipped all of these comics from the US. I don't even know how to price this shit anymore. Like, how am I supposed to price this stuff? Like, I don't have, like, I can't ask someone for like 500,000 Lebanese liras for a fucking comic book. Like, it's weird, man. It's weird. So I can't even monetize this. And the channel isn't big enough to start a Patreon, although I would love to start a Patreon someday. And even if I did start a Patreon, most people in Lebanon can't pay in dollars, like, don't have cards that work with dollars online. Like, it's just so fucked. It's so fucked, man. And I've mentioned before that I'm an American citizen. I can leave anytime. So that's probably in the cards for me. My parents who are 65 years old are both moving to the States in a couple of months. Can you fucking believe that? Like, shit has gotten so bad in Lebanon that my dad has his whole life, his whole career established here, his reputation. My mom has all of her family here, all of her loved ones. Like, the last thing they want to do is fucking leave and start over at 65. But this is what this country has led to. And my parents are the lucky ones because they have passports. I have an American passport. I might have to leave and go to the States, which part of me really wants to do that. And I'm slowly coming to accept that that is the only solution for me. And I think that's the problem. Is like, we all know Lebanon is hopeless at this point. We all know it's shit, but we're all holding on to this fucking crazy invisible hope that maybe it'll get better. Maybe if I wait 5 more months, I can stay or something. But I'm slowly realizing that I can't do that I have to leave. And it might be better to do it sooner rather than later. I don't fucking know. Like, I've already moved back from the States. I used to live in the US, and I came back here in 2015 to start a comic book shop and to do my own thing, etc. Some things worked out, some things didn't. But I'm happy here. I was happy here. I met some amazing people. I got to, build my own sort of reputation as like the comic book guy and like the movie geek and all that sort of thing. And I like that type of shit. You know what I mean? And I got to work with some amazing people and collaborate on some amazing projects. And I've already left. I left Lebanon when I was 17 to go to the States. So I've already done that move. Then I left, Virginia to go live in New York. And then I left New York to come back here. So this would be the 4th time that I have to pack up my shit and leave and move. And I'm just kind of tired, man. And again, I know how lucky I am to even be able to do that. But it's really not as easy as it sounds. And I'm not trying to bitch. I know. The fact that I can fucking leave is amazing. But just because I can doesn't mean I necessarily want to do it. And just because I can doesn't necessarily mean it's easy or it's even good for me mentally. Like, I have to find a fucking job now, like a fucking full-time job again. And like, if I move to the States and if I do the podcast in the States, are you guys going to care as much? Like, I'm going to be like Nimmer living in an arcade and like doing a podcast and talking about Lebanon. Like, it's going to be weird making fun of Tufiluk from the US, or it's going to be weird fucking with Pierre Rabat's cooking if I'm living in the US. I don't know, man. It's just going to be, and I don't want to end up like Nimmer, to be honest with you guys. And I don't like, maybe I will end up just like him and, make jokes about Hezbollah or some shit like that. So, I don't know, man. And like, what, I gotta like start fucking finding a job? I fucking hate looking for jobs. The worst thing on planet Earth is applying for jobs, sending a resume, writing a cover letter, and then like doing interviews and having to answer the fucking worst, most cliche question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, dude, what the? Why do they even fucking still ask those questions? Or like, give me an example of you handling a situation under pressure. Like, bro, I'm gonna fucking start telling you about August 4th and I'm gonna break down in fucking tears in the middle of the interview. I don't even want to interview people. I don't even feel like interviewing anyone for a fucking job. I don't even want to even try to sell myself. Like, I'm great because of this. I can do this. I can do that. Like, fuck that, man. I know what I'm worth. I know what I can do. I fucking hate interviews. I fucking hate sending resumes. You're usually being interviewed by someone who's less fucking talented than you. Let's be fucking real. I shouldn't be saying this on a fucking YouTube video that employers, potential employers might find, but I'm just being fucking real, man. Like, right now, my mind is not in the mode of looking for a job. I can barely get out of bed every morning. I could not give a fuck about writing a cover letter for why I want to work for you and when I want to be in 5 fucking years. You know? And like, I'm not trying to say that like I hate work. No, I like jobs. I've had great jobs. My last job was amazing. I worked with some amazing people, but also I really like doing my own thing, and working on this podcast for the last 2 months has made me realize that this is what I want to do ultimately. I want to focus on my own thing and I want to build my own thing. So am I super excited and like dying to jump back to like 9 to 5? And I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't. I'm in no place to answer all of these questions because of the pandemic, because of Lebanon, because of all this shit. Or maybe I'm just creating excuses and I'm just trying to kick the can down the road for as long as I can. I really don't know. All I know is that this is fucking exhausting. I am exhausted. It's been 2 years of nonstop fucking hell in Lebanon. The October Revolution, the fucking blast, the pandemic, the economic collapse and social collapse. How much can a person take? And like, say I find a job like here in Lebanon. Say I find a job, an amazing job that pays like 7,000 fresh US dollars a month. All right? How am I going to live here, man? Like, how am I supposed to live here when most people can't afford to buy bread? Am I just going to stroll to work every morning, gleefully, like, ignoring what's happening all around me? Like, how am I supposed to function in Lebanon, even if I'm okay? And right now, I'm doing okay. Like, I have some money saved up. I have a passport. I can leave. But, like, how am I supposed to function? Okay, say COVID is over. Say we open the economy back up. What's life going to be when the dollar is worth 25,000 and people can't buy bread, rice, and eggs? How is this country and society going to function? I just don't see it. And I'm sorry to keep talking about the US, but I keep thinking about this stuff because I might realistically have to go to the US soon. There's some things about the US that fucking terrify me, man. There's some things about the US that fucking terrify me. For example, mass shootings, bro. I don't want to leave Lebanon because it's an unsafe country to go to the States and get shot in a fucking Target by some fucking incel. I don't want that to happen to me, man. All right? These fucking mass shootings are happening way too often. So, I ain't a fan of that. I also feel like I'm gonna get beat up by like some cop randomly. I know I'm not like black or African American, so in that aspect, I'm relatively safe. But I mean, still, you never fucking know, man. This shit scares me. Also, I am horrified of the prospect of working for like Amazon one day. I don't know why, for some reason, I have this image that in like 15 fucking years, I'm gonna be working at an Amazon factory. We're just like putting packages inside a box. I don't know, Nomadland kind of fucked me up. Like, that's kind of the future I see for most Americans. Like, just gig workers working at Amazon, earning minimum wage. Like, I don't know, man. There's something about the corporate and work culture in America that's changing that I don't like. The gig economy scares me. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck the rich. Eat the fucking rich. Probably the scariest thing is like old Republican people, like old white Republicans, like old Republican ladies, old Republican men, racists, anti-maskers. Like, I don't want to wear no goddamn mask. It's my God-given right. You can't tell me what to do. Fuck those people, dude. I'm gonna get like some old lady fucking walking up to me and fucking spitting in my face because I look a little brown or some shit. Fuck that, dude. This shit fucking scares me all the time, man. And speaking of which, let's have a little bit of fun today. There's this video, speaking of anti-maskers, of this like 65-year-old lady who got arrested at a bank for not wearing a mask. I think it's pretty funny actually because I don't know if she needed to be arrested. You know what I mean? Here, let's check this shit out. Oh, he's got his shit turned on. Walking into the Bank of America. It's right behind.
That one?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Bank of America, the world's bank. I have a Bank of America account
Also,
actually.
if they ask you to leave, you have to leave. My money's in this bank, and I'm going to take it out.
Well, then you have to
And
abide by
after
the
I
rules,
do that,
and you have
the
to have a mask
rules
on.
This is a state.
It's not. Businesses have the right to refuse service, even if you're not wearing a mask. That's their choice.
My money out.
Awesome. Well, you need to go and get a mask and then take your money out. You're not allowed to do.
I've been
Just
waiting
wear a
Ma'am,
mask, please.
listen, we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way.
What are you going to do, arrest me?
Yes, for intruding on premises.
That's hilarious.
Bitch, he gonna
That's
arrest
exactly
you.
what it is.
Yeah.
No offense for
And you
saying
believe
bitch.
in this?
I believe in it.
Do you believe in this?
The laws, yes.
The law says that I do not have to wear a mask.
You can not in public,
My
but you're not in public.
rights.
You're not in
My-
public.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue with you about
place.
this. This is not a public place. This is a
Wear
private
the
business.
fucking
you're
mask.
not. We're going to go outside.
Are you serious?
So far, the cop is
Do I
being
look like
pretty
I'm good?
nice.
Well, I don't
Right?
know because
Let's walk
obviously
outside.
You've got some issues
I've got issues.
that you're taking away
Okay.
people's human rights.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
go
now
outside.
is
Let's
he
go
going to
outside.
shoot me, people? Is
No.
he going to shoot me for trying not to breathe?
Cool.
Come
Cool.
on, dude.
Don't do that. Oh no.
Do not touch me. Who do you
Oh,
think
shit.
you are?
2010, one
Oh,
resisting.
back up. Some old lady is getting handcuffed here.
Look, to be fair,
People,
just
Ma'am,
Are
put
you-
your hands behind your back.
I'm so conflicted.
Say it.
This
You
is
don't
unnecessary.
Stop
Just
resisting.
escort
Stop.
her out.
is anybody gonna like get real here? Really?
Relax.
No one's gonna get real? Wow.
Come on.
Oh, you're gonna smash my head to the ground now? Now you're smashing my arm into my private area?
Your private area.
Yeah.
Now you
Put
know
your
what
hands behind
African
your back.
Americans feel like.
My hand is behind my back, sir.
This one. Turn over on your stomach. Put your hand behind your back. Relax.
I'm totally relaxed. You're the one.
No, you are not relaxed. Not relaxed at all.
Right here, people. No, it's not. Wow, what a bunch of sheep. Okay, I hope someone's filming this. You're hurting me.
Oh, I'm filming it.
This is like cut.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
like cutting.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand yourself up.
And how do you suggest, sir? I'm like a 65-year-old woman here.
Okay.
What
Sit
are
up.
you doing?
Stand up. Come on.
You know what? I think
She's
you
getting
broke
your
my
stuff.
foot.
Come on.
I think you broke my freaking foot.
Okay, I'll call her.
And that's my business over there.
Yeah, she's gonna pick it up. Come on. We're going outside.
Okay, I've got my dog in my truck.
I got you.
Trailer.
Got my dog in the truck.
Send EMS for a
Got my
60-year-old
dog in
white
the
female.
truck.
She's complaining of foot pain.
Yeah. You
Take a
broke
seat.
my damn foot.
Take a seat.
Broke my
We're not
damn
around.
foot.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Where's your mask?
I don't know, man. This footage makes me so conflicted because on one hand, like, I don't like the police, right? And I don't like police brutality. And I do think he was overdoing it with a 65-year-old lady. Now, in this case, it's like there's a pandemic. She's refusing to wear a mask. She's theoretically putting other people in danger. So, and he did try to escort her out nicely. At first, she didn't want to. So that's when he started to arrest her. But still, I think it is kind of overkill. Putting her on the ground. She is old, like, you can hurt her. So I don't want to be on the cop's side, but I also don't want to support this, like, old, crazy, annoying, like, I'm guessing Republican lady who doesn't want to wear a fucking mask and wants to spread, like, her germs around. And, like, dude, bitch, you're 65 years old. You should be worried for yourself. Like, you're in the boomer category. You're the one who's going to die from this fucking thing if you get it. So, like, I don't like it. Part of me is happy to see her get arrested, you know? Because, like, fuck you. But also, it's like, I don't like the police. Fuck the police. So, hey, I don't know. Just, what do you guys think? Folks, thank you so much for watching episode 10, which feels like a milestone episode, like 10 episodes already. Shit. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a downer. I know this is not the show I promised you guys when I started. Do not worry. I told you that even if Lebanon's going to be burning and shit, I'm going to be talking about the stupid stories that no one asked about. But this week just felt very different. My mental health is honestly like hitting rock bottom. This is all I've been thinking about. You can't have conversations with people that don't revolve around the exchange rate or what's happening in the country or work or unemployment and all that sort of shit. Security, safety. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I hope that if someone from abroad or someone living abroad is watching this, this can help slightly inform them and give them a taste of what daily life has been like here. If you're one of the people like on Twitter or who's like knee deep in the shit like I am living here in Lebanon, I hope maybe this provides some kind of catharsis or maybe you feel a little bit represented. Either way, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to go back to regular episodes next week. Hopefully I can get myself out of this rut that I'm in. Thank you so much for liking this video, for leaving a comment.
Hashtag engagement.
Thank you, Lindsay Ellis. If you have a story that you'd like to share, if you're going through something and it's, even if it's personal, fucking share it. I'm sure our community is more than happy to help out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, fucking now's the time, man. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. We're not that far off, so that's pretty awesome. So become a
Do not warrior.
Take care of one another, guys. We're going through some hard, rough fucking shit right now in Lebanon. Be kind to one another. Try to support each other. Try to understand each other. Be easy on one another. And as our queen, Dana Hunani, once said, do not worry.